Patrick McNeil here at the intermission, joined now by Cape Breton Eagles second-year forward Connor Trenholm. Connor, what are your thoughts on the first 4 games for your team?
I think it's been pretty good. We're obviously getting used to a new group of guys here, and we're a lot younger than last year. I think the first 4 games have been good for us. We're learning a lot, and I think we're just starting to gel with each other. And we got a couple good wins and a couple of close games, but I think we're ready to go here in the future, and I think it's looking good.
Nothing normal these days, of course. Tell us, given everything that's going on, what your off-season was like. Were you able to do all the training you want?
It was definitely a lot different. We were home in March when we're supposed to be home in June-ish. Obviously, quarantine, you needed to work out yourself, so I was downstairs at my house. I had a little setup going. I was just going through my own workouts every day and trying to get better doing that, working with what I got. But then I think it was around June-ish, I was able to get back into the gym. That was pretty good. Made the best of a tough situation, but I think it paid off for me.
Also doing a little bit of rollerblading, I understand. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've seen on YouTube and on the internet and stuff, the Mars blades. I ordered those and got those put on some of my old skates. I was actually able to get outside, feel sort of the ice again, because that's sort of what the Mars blades are supposed to do. They're supposed to simulate the feeling of ice. That was good for me. I was out there a lot. Just stick handling with the ball and all that stuff, I think that helped me stay sharp too.
And the early part of this season, with it being a younger team, you've been given increased responsibility, playing in a top 6 role. Tell us about that challenge, and tell us about the chemistry thus far with Liam Kidney and Emil Hegarty-Aubin, because the lines have been pretty consistent.
Yeah, it's been great so far. Heggy and Kidder, they're both 2 great players, and I'm happy to step up into that role. Obviously, it's a big step from last year, going from that to one of the top 6, top 2 lines, but I think I've adjusted well. I'm just trying to do my best every day and help the team as much as I can and just show what I can do. I think it's been really good so far. We've had a lot of chemistry going, and I'm excited to keep it going with those guys.
One thing you did in the offseason, you actually started up a podcast with your father telling stories about the game. Tell us about that experience and what inspired that idea for you two in the offseason.
My dad and my mom usually, when they come up to Cape Breton, they would listen to Spittin' Chicklets. They both had this thought of, what if we could do that with guys that my dad has coached or my brothers played with? They just said, why don't we do that? It was the perfect time because everyone was in quarantine. There wasn't really much to do. We decided to get that going, and it was a big hit at first. For the first couple months, we were able to get a lot of interviews done, and it was a little bit harder once quarantine was over and everyone was out and about again, but it was awesome to get a lot of other perspectives of hockey careers and everything like that. It was awesome to be able to do it with my brother and my dad, and hopefully we can continue it in the future.
Definitely would recommend for people to go check out Road Trips, RODE, if you wanted to listen to some of those episodes. We always play up the Canada Games experience, and a couple of your teammates from Team Nova Scotia, Zach Welsh and Davis Cooper, both coming aboard to the Eagles this year. Tell us about playing with them in the past.
That's awesome. I've played with them, and I've played against them, and I've always been good buddies with them. It's definitely weird going from playing against them in Major Midget to playing with them at Canada Games and then eventually being drafted by the same team in the Q. It's awesome to be able to play with guys from the same hometown and just have already played with them and sort of know their games and chemistry. It's been awesome.
Speaking of connections to Halifax, big moment for yourself. Your first QMJHL goal is worth the wait. It comes in Halifax. Tell us about the emotion of that, and so many people that you know were there to see it.
It was unreal. I've been waiting for that for a while. It worked out pretty well to have it happen in Halifax. I had my family and friends there. It was an unreal feeling to get that off my back and to do it in the place where I grew up watching the Mooseheads and watching my idols growing up. It was a pretty cool feeling to be on that ice and get that milestone for myself.
Each team has different rules this year regarding individual ticket sales. How did you manage to have so many of your family there to see that goal?
My dad somehow got tickets. He has tickets to every Cape Breton game in Halifax. I don't know how he pulled those strings, but I guess shout out to him for being able to do that and pull that off. But I think there were also on-the-spot ticket sales, so a couple of my buddies were able to get those too, but it worked out perfectly.
One other thing that's happened in the off-season is you've gained a little bit of fame on TikTok with your billet sister Nico, and of course Lucas Canning and Igor Sokolov living with you as well. Have you gotten any feedback from that? What's it like to be a big star on the internet?
It's different. I've never really been one to dance or anything, but we decided to do it, and a couple of the ones got, I'm not going to say famous, but pretty popular. It's pretty cool. People are loving it, and I'm hoping we can keep those going too because it's fun to be able to do them with Nico and Lucas and stuff. everyone likes it, so hopefully we can keep that coming for them.
Life of 244 for those wanting to check that out on TikTok. Looking at this season, we're just in the early going. What goals do you have for this coming year, and how do you think you've progressed in your year playing in the Q?
My goals are just to step into that bigger role. I think I'm ready to take that step, and I've worked hard throughout the summer. I think I gained 14 pounds or something like that. I'm a lot bigger and stronger, and I think I'm ready to take that jump. That's my main focus. I just want to keep working towards that and do the best I can for the team day in and day out. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Fans will look forward to seeing you continue that progression. Best of luck the rest of the way, Connor. Thanks for this.
Thanks, Patty. Appreciate it.
It's Eagles 4, Connor Trenholm joining us at the intermission. You're listening to McDonald Auto Hub, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.